Okay. That welt on Joanna's head, she's starting to look like one of those aliens from Star Trek. Here we go. Welcome to Ringside Report MMA Live. Tonight we preview UFC 256 and get you caught up on all the cuts that the UFC is making. Get ready. Here we go. Yeah, we're alive. Why's my head cut off, guys? What's happening? Hold on a second.
Yo, happy Hanukkah, dude.
There we go. There's a little better. Happy Hanukkah! Hey! Should we sing Hanukkah
what
songs?
It is, Dave?
What is that?
Well, I like the Adam Sandler, you don't know what this is, Mr. Hanukkah?
Is that a donut?
Dave. It's a donut, man.
Okay.
Freddie has no clue. It's not Krispy Kreme. It's a Hanukkah donut, man. Given to me by my sister.
I've never heard of Hanukkah donuts.
Dave,
is that a thing?
Seriously, are you a real Jew or not?
I thought so.
Sometimes I wonder.
I thought so. I don't know. I've never heard of a Hanukkah donut. I've never seen that before. I've heard of latkes.
Well,
I lit my menorah tonight,
Google's,
all right?
Google seems to know something about Hanukkah jelly donuts or something like that.
Oh, okay.
Sofgani.
Chocolate or... was that right, man?
Yeah, okay. All right, AJ, you win, all right? You're more
Happy
Jewish
Hanukkah,
than I
man.
am,
Yes,
AJ D'Alessio.
Today, on the day of Hanukkah, the Festival of Lights, for the first time this year, Dave said I was right. It's a Christmas miracle, man.
AJ's right. Score one for AJ. Happy Hanukkah, everybody.
I want some of these donuts now.
Yeah, how come I didn't get a donut?
Show me the...
Wow. I see Lorne Cronish is on the chat. He's saying he's having jelly donuts, too. I guess it's a Hanukkah thing that I just never knew about. No one ever told me about the donuts. I never had any donuts. I had latkes. I lit the menorah. I lit my menorah tonight, all right? I did that. First night of Hanukkah.
Did you?
Yeah, of course. Did the whole thing with my son. Gave him a little
You need a good rabbi, Dave. You need a good rabbi.
Yeah, I had a good rabbi, but I don't really observe Judaism because I don't believe in stuff like that. Let's talk about UFC. That's stuff I do believe in. Let's talk about MMA. Let's talk about Dana White and UFC 256. Guys, I got to start off. Last week I was very confident with the picks. Picks didn't go so well. I was on such a roll for the whole month of November. I was undefeated. I was just winning constantly. And
what happened?
Dave, we lost you. Dave, we lost you.
Dave, we lost you. Dave,
we lost you. We lost you.
Dave.
Here I am. I'm back now. You hear me?
What the hell happened?
I don't know. People are doing things. The production team, you see the different transitions going along. The production team cut my mic at some point. I don't know when. God damn it.
Because you said
Anyways,
something about...
the picks last week...
Don't go Chris Berman on us.
Yeah, I'm going to go bananas here. The picks last week were not too good, all right? I was convinced that John Vellante was going to beat that big guy there, Jake Collier. If you saw Jake Collier at middleweight and then you see him at heavyweight, you're like, no way. And I saw Jake Collier's last fight, and he got demolished, and he looked terrible. And then last week against John Vellante, he comes through as like a big underdog, and he beats John Vellante, unanimous decision. I was furious watching that fight. I could not believe it. John Vellante needs to retire from the sport losing to that guy. What the hell was that? I was very upset watching that fight last week. And, there goes the streak, man. We're killing it on our fight picks. We're going to make more picks for UFC 256. I think we have better picks tonight. But, not do so well last week. And we'd been doing so well for so long. So, a little disappointed last week. I know my buddy Paul. Shut up, AJ. Shut up, AJ. Let me finish.
Wow.
I know my buddy Paul. He bet on the parlay that we put out there. Oh, sorry, Paul. Did not win. But we're going to put out another parlay tonight, and hopefully we do come up with some winners for you.
Well, listen, that's what I was going to get at. We put the parlay, and the first fight was John Vellante, and I'm pumped because I'm thinking I'm going to walk away with a nice $700 payout, and I'm like, I'm so confident. And then as the fight was going on, I texted you, and I'm like, fucking John Vellante. This guy, what is his problem?
Terrible.
He's fighting a guy who's fighting heavyweight that used to be middleweight. And you know what? If we would have went the opposite way, we would have made some good money. But
well.
John Vellante doesn't need. I don't know. I'm surprised he hasn't been like kicked out of the UFC. They got rid of so many other people.
It's gonna happen.
You
It's
know?
gonna happen. He's
Man,
gonna get cut.
That
He looked
wasn't even
terrible.
a fight.
Go ahead, Fred.
I'd like to bring some sense here because I'm the one last week that said, John Vellante, come on, man,
I know,
that guy's
I know.
not really good. I mean, you talk about the other guy being fat, but John Vellante was a light heavyweight, and as a light heavyweight, he was pretty chubby already.
Yeah.
Like, it's not as if John Vellante is like the picture of health fitness, you know? So.
No.
I don't know. I was surprised by your confidence in John Vellante for that fight. Like, yeah, I picked him also, but I would have, like, there's no fight where I would say John Vellante is a guaranteed. Like,
Yeah,
that's
it was
just me.
it was less.
But it's Dave's fault. It's
I know.
Dave's fault.
All right, thanks.
It's
I'll take
Dave's
the
fault.
blame. Yeah, shut up, AJ.
No, because you were so pumped up that you got me pumped up, and then I'm
Look.
looking and I'm like saying, you know what, Dave might be right this time. I'm gonna go with Dave and see what happens.
It was less betting on John Vellante and more betting against. Oh God, betting against
Are you
Jake
okay there,
Collier.
bud?
No, I just lost a gut. Oh man. So
But
yeah,
listen,
I was
I
pretty
heard the
pissed
best
last
quote.
week. But look, if you guys lose money, I'm losing money too. Okay, so yeah, our parlay was not so
Well,
good
no, I
last
want to
week,
win, man.
but we're
We're
gonna
in
win
this
some money
together.
this week.
Bet 99
Yeah,
won.
exactly. We're in this together, baby. We're all in this together. This stupid.
Listen, I heard the best quote. The best quote was last week from someone that says, "Friends don't let friends bet on John Vellante." I'll never forget that.
Yeah, that's a good quote to remember for the next time. Yeah, but we did get Vettori in the main event by decision. AJ, you and I both picked that, and it did come through
And listen,
as a pick. Unfortunately, you and I didn't put any money on that, so it didn't really work for us. But
I
hey,
did,
if you did
on the
if
parlay.
you did put, yeah, but individually we should have bet on just Vettori by decision, and we would have come through with a little bit of cash. But oh well.
Well, it would have been
Live and
good
you
cash.
learn.
It would have been better cash because it was 5 rounds. Marvin has never been there. You know, even though he was the favorite by a slight favorite. I mean, to pick the decision, you know, it was still a better pay. So if you would have went straight with that card with the way we picked it, so in the end we redeemed ourselves. There's no doubt about it. We got the win with the decision. Freddie got the decision part, but he got the wrong fighter because Marvin Vettori, man, he's the first Italian, you know, like
All right.
spotlight of Italian MMA. Hey,
Take it
listen, man,
easy.
you gotta give the guy credit, man. He's
Of
an
course, you
Italian
gotta give
stallion.
it
Not
to
the
him.
first Italian.
He's the
Alessio
dream, man.
Saccaro, man.
No. He's not the
Alessio
face
Saccaro.
of the UFC. Listen, he's not like Marvin Vettori that's gonna be like fighting for the belt at some point. Come on, this is Marvin Vettori, man.
Yeah.
He's the dream.
All right.
He's a real dream.
All right.
What's up with you guys? He fought well, man.
Yeah, he looked all right. I mean, he fought okay. He beat.
He looked all right.
What's the guy's name? Hermansson.
He beat the
Jack
Joker, man.
Hermansson. Yeah, I mean,
Who's
whatever.
a really good fighter, man.
It is
Come on,
what it
Dave.
is. UFC making a bunch of cuts. We got to talk about Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul too. That's gonna happen, which is so crazy.
AJ was right.
All right, AJ. AJ.
I'm not wearing green for no reason tonight because
All right.
green is what you're gonna make on Saturday.
Okay. So let's see your picks for Saturday night. Let's get right into it. UFC 256. We're going to do a watch-along, too, so you can see us either win or lose money on Saturday night. Right? That's happening. What just happened? Did we lose a fight on the main card? We lost a fight. I looked at this card this afternoon, and there were more fights on this
Who
card.
did we lose?
Yeah, Mackenzie Dern was on the prelims. No, did we?
Yeah, now she's on the main.
Yeah, Mackenzie
Yeah,
Dern
we lost the heavyweight.
was on the prelims, but now, no, we didn't. We lost Renato Moicano and Rafael Fiziev. It was a lightweight bout,
gone too.
AJ, not
Oh,
heavyweight.
jeez, I didn't know that one.
Okay,
Well, we
Moicano
lost
pulled
the-
out. Shut up, AJ. Let me finish. God damn it. Moicano pulled out. He
Talk too
tested.
much.
Yeah, you talk too much, AJ.
Just
Tested-
keep going, man.
AJ tested positive for COVID. I'm trying to get through some goddamn facts. You're like, yeah, it was a heavyweight. It was da-da-da. Yeah, Mackenzie Dern. I'm like, yo, it wasn't a heavyweight. It was lightweights, and a guy tested positive for COVID. Moicano and Fiziev was supposed to be on the main card. It's not happening because Moicano just tested positive for COVID. People are testing positive for COVID left and right. Charles Dobronx Oliveira is supposed to fight Tony Ferguson in the co-main event. Oliveira's head coach won't be in his corner because he tested positive for COVID. The COVID tests are jumping off. And that's, a lot of people are saying it's because it's a few weeks after the Thanksgiving holiday, and now in the States, all those people gathered, and now the COVID numbers are jumping up, and a lot of UFC fighters are testing positive. We lost Renato Moicano for this card, AJ. Not a heavyweight!
Yes, we did lose a heavyweight. Listen, you monkey. This is what happened. We lost Sergey Spivak against Jared Vanderaa because they were both tested positive.
When?
So we lost those guys on the preliminary. We lost them
when?
Today.
On the prelims. Who cares?
Today.
I'm talking about the main card.
But still.
I was like, why is Mackenzie Dern on the main card? Because a lightweight fight dropped out. Mackenzie Dern, AJ's favorite, will be taking on Verna Jandiroba on this one. You got Junior Dos Santos against Cyril Gane. Like, this is big, okay? And we are going to be watching this.
Odds.
10 p.m.
You've seen the
Saturday.
odds?
No, not yet. We'll get to that in a second because that's the first fight we're going to preview. 10 p.m. Saturday night. Wait, did Fiziev and Moicano get moved to the prelims? What happened here?
I'm not sure. It's weird, but I think it's canceled. I think
right?
Just didn't update I think the page, the Wikipedia page is just not updated.
Okay, that's what I'm seeing. I'm looking at the Wikipedia card, and I'm like, oh.
I'm seeing it on the UFC site. What are you talking about? Mackenzie Dern?
Yeah, the Fiziev fight is canceled.
Yeah, that's canceled.
Pay attention, AJ! Mackenzie Dern is
Mackenzie
not
Dern is the
We're not
third
talking
fight.
about Mackenzie Dern right now, goddammit.
Why not?
Pay attention to the
Mackenzie
show
Dern
you're on,
always
AJ.
AJ's always thinking of Mackenzie Dern.
Jesus.
And sauna. And that day in the sauna
she's so
with
nice.
her father.
Okay, so we're going to be on.
You've never met her, man.
I'll never forget that day. Go ahead, Dave.
I'm just waiting for you to finish at this point. 10
What,
p.m.
about Mackenzie Dern?
Shut the fuck up.
Oh.
10 p.m. Saturday night, UFC 256 watch along. It might be just me and Fred, depending on how the rest of the show goes, and whether or not I can still tolerate AJ for some more hours on YouTube on Saturday. We'll see. Right now, I don't know. I think it's just going to be me and Fred. Although
That's
Fred,
okay, bud. That's okay.
I don't know.
Fred's going to be sleeping. Let's put it this
who's
way.
got the
So
sirens in the background? AJ, are they coming to get you? What's happening? I heard that, AJ. I heard that.
Listen, that's what happens when you live like
below the tracks
in Notre Dame de no good.
No damn good. That's where you're living.
No damn
All right.
good, man.
I want to know the odds because Fred was excited. Fred, what are the odds? Whoa! Whoa! Okay, Bet99 odds.
Yeah, exactly.
Cyril Gane minus 435. Junior Dos Santos plus 330. I mean, yeah, I don't disagree. I would bet on Cyril Gane to win. Would I put him at such a heavy favorite?
But not with those odds.
Not with those odds. Hell no. Because he's really never faced anybody anywhere close to Junior Dos Santos. Cyril Gane, we've all seen him. We saw him fight here for the TKO promotion in Montreal. He was the heavyweight champion in TKO. He's a bad man. AJ showing some sort of card. I guess that's the card for his manager that AJ is like really proud to have got. Not using it to call his manager to get Cyril on the show. Just using it as a souvenir because he's just a fanboy. Just to let you know what AJ really is. Right,
You
AJ?
got a point. I forgot about that. I should have done that. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry.
Goofball. So
But wait.
Wait. I'm telling you about Cyril Gane. He fought 3 times in TKO. He looked fantastic. He was the heavyweight champion. He's fought 3 times in the UFC. He's looked good. He submitted Rafael Pessoa. He submitted Don'Tale Mayes. And then he got a decision win over Tanner Boser. So he went 3 rounds with Tanner Boser. Couldn't finish Tanner Boser.
Yeah,
and he's a gigantic...
Are you trying to discredit?
Well, I'm just saying. He's a gigantic favorite over Junior Dos Santos, former heavyweight champion of the world, one of the elite in the division, and has been for his whole career. I'm just saying, Tanner Boser...
Yeah, but Tanner Boser's no joke, man.
He got decisioned by Arlovsky like a month ago. And Arlovsky picked him apart. Arlovsky picked him apart. And, I don't know. Cyril Gane, to me, if you're going to be a gigantic favorite over Junior Dos Santos, you better have finished everybody that you have ever faced. And he looked really good at TKO, but we've seen guys look good outside of the UFC, and then when they go to the UFC, it's like, okay. And to me, Cyril's a knockout guy. He hasn't knocked anybody out in the UFC. So I'm wondering about this fight. I'm not saying I'd pick Junior Dos Santos to win, but I would take a good look and wonder. I wouldn't bet on Cyril Gane at minus 435. I think that's crazy. I think that's crazy.
If you have $10 to spend, put it on Junior Dos Santos. I think Cyril Gane's going to win because he's younger, and I think he is a prospect that's going to be a legit heavyweight and all. But Junior Dos Santos is the former world champion. Like, I mean, this guy is one of the best heavyweights, like probably a top 5, top 7 heavyweight of all time. I'm not just going to say, like, Junior Dos Santos has no chance. And with those odds, I'd be tempted to try a little wager on Junior. You're giving me what, plus 350, something like that?
Yeah.
That's very good.
Bet99 has
guys.
JDS plus 330. And JDS has lost 3 in a row. He's 36 years old, but he's lost to who? Jairzinho, Curtis Blades, Francis Ngannou. Before that, he was on a 3-fight win streak, beating Derek Lewis, Tai Tuivasa, and Blagoy Ivanov. Like, I don't think Junior Dos Santos is done. I think he's still very good. The question is, can Cyril Gane rise to the occasion? How good is Cyril Gane? Is he world-class, or is he middle of the road? If he's middle of the road, JDS is going to beat him. But if he's world-class, this is the chance he's got. This is his chance to prove it. He's got to prove that he's world-class, but I'm not. Look, I think he's very good. I'm going to pick him to win. I'm going to pick Cyril Gane to win, but I wouldn't count out Junior Dos Santos. I wouldn't bet on it.
Listen,
I wouldn't put money on it. And if I were to put money, I'd put money on JDS.
Look,
you know?
Let me say one thing. We saw him fight, and we saw him fight back in, 2018. And there's one thing that we all said is that Cyril Gane deserves to be in the UFC at that time. And we were probably the first show that ever talked about Cyril Gane being in the UFC or anybody talking about Cyril Gane. We were the guys. We even have pictures to prove it. But other than that, I remember from that point, I said, this guy's a beast. And he's not only good in his Muay Thai game and his fighter IQ, but the guy is like amazing in submissions. And in fact, he has 3 submission wins in MMA. He's 6-0. And I'm going to tell you something. Junior Dos Santos was probably one of the most feared fighters at one point in the UFC in heavyweight. But it's not the same JDS. And you got to remember, Cyril Gane is coming here, and he knows that JDS is really a gatekeeper more than anything else. If he can get by JDS, Cyril Gane is going to be fighting someone on the top 10. And let's not forget, he's out of the same training camp that Ngannou was out of back in Paris with Management Factory, whatever it was. But, rumor had it, and there was strong rumor about it. And you know what? Maybe Ngannou could come and, say the opposite of what I'm saying. But rumor had it that Gane knocked down Ngannou, in training. So is that factual? Listen, reliable sources told me that it was. So Cyril Gane is the guy that most people don't know. But if he beats Junior Dos Santos, reliable sources, man.
You mean Stéphane Patry, the president of TKO, who was on our show and told us that?
No.
Reliable sources told me. He told everybody he's on our show.
I know, but I know from other people that train with these guys here in Montreal, and it's factual. And that's the thing with Cyril Gane. Listen, he's going to beat Junior Dos Santos because why? Because Cyril Gane, Cyril Gane is going to be that guy.
AJ, Fred's going to call you out on something else. Get him, Fred. Get him, Fred. No. AJ, you can't.
Cyril Gane is going to be fighting for the title at some point, and don't remember these words. What are we? What date is it? December 10th. Because I'm going to tape this shit. And Cyril Gane is going to be fighting for the title at some point.
It's on YouTube, you silly. I'm going to tape this. We're on YouTube. All the shows are on YouTube, on Facebook, on
just
Twitch.
That clip.
Okay.
I know. I'm just going to take
Go
that
ahead,
clip
Fred.
and I'm going to keep replaying it
AJ.
over and over. Go, Fred.
Fred.
Go for it.
Get him.
No, it's nothing
Go,
major,
Freddie.
but I just love it. I just love when AJ goes into hype mode. He's like, if he's gonna beat JDS, he's gonna fight somebody in the top 10 after that. JDS is ranked number 7, man. I mean, JDS is a top 10 guy. JDS is one of the best fighters, and look, he's been up and down, lost 3 in a row. I tend to agree. I'm gonna pick Cyril Gain also, but I just don't agree with those odds. And if JDS pulls off a surprise, like let's make this JDS is the toughest opponent Gan has fought by far. Like he hasn't fought nobody close to Cyril Gain to JDS level. So,
but let me have a rebuttal there. Sorry about that. I didn't mean to say that he's. What I meant to say is if he beats JDS, Cyril Gain will be closer to the top 10 with that win. And that's where that's where I'm getting at. So he needs to beat JDS, even though he's ranked. What is he ranked now, Fred? 6th, 7th?
JDS 7th and Gain is 14th.
Exactly. And that's what I'm saying. He's more of a gatekeeper than anything else, JDS. And if he can beat him, he'll be on the top 10. And I'm telling you, we're going to see Cyril Gain gaining momentum more and more, and he's going to meet Ngannou. And if there's any real history between these two guys, because Ngannou doesn't train anymore at the Management Factory in Paris anymore. He had a falling out with Lopez. Everybody knows that. But the thing is that,
I didn't know that.
Yeah, there was a big falling out. But the thing is that,
everybody knows that.
Cyril Gain, the thing with Cyril Gain is a heavyweight. He's fast. He has great fighting IQ. He can stand up and he can go on the ground. He's a great fighter with great conditioning, and I hope to see this guy really, be a champ one day. And you know what? He's only 30 years old, man. He's only 30 years old.
Yeah, I mean, he's got a lot of upside, but like I said, 6-0, never fought anybody anywhere near the ability of a Junior Dos Santos. He's a gigantic favorite. I would pick him to win. I am picking him to win, but look out. I wouldn't be surprised if he lost, is what I'm saying. Like, I think he'll probably win, but Junior Dos Santos is pretty good at fighting, man, and I would never count out Junior Dos Santos, especially against a guy who's never fought anybody near his caliber. So I'm going to go with our guy, Cyril Gain. I like him. I think he's got a bright future, but if he doesn't beat Junior Dos Santos, maybe not. Let's go to... Dave, what?
Oh, Dave, what? I was just going to say his 3 consecutive losses have been by knockout. And if there's someone who can put like a hammer punch or a sledgehammer punch, it's Cyril Gain. So that's where I'm getting at. If he connects to JDS's jaw, it's over, man.
Yeah, if JDS connects with Cyril Gain's jaw, it might be over as well, though. That's the thing with heavyweights. That's the thing with Junior Dos Santos. He's knocked out quite a few guys. He's pretty good. He's pretty good. I remember when he knocked out a guy called Cain Velasquez and won the heavyweight title. That was pretty impressive.
Yeah, but that was back in the days. We're talking today, man.
Yeah.
Everybody has their day, man.
Yeah, that was the first Fox fight for the UFC. That was back when UFC was on Fox, right? So, way back in the day. Okay, let's go to the next fight here on the card. We have Kevin Holland versus Jacare. Kevin Holland, 28 years old. He's on a 4-fight win streak, 20-5 as a pro. Jacare is old. He's 41. He has lost 2 in a row. Last guy he beat was Chris Weidman back in 2018. He was winless in 2019. Hasn't fought at all in 2020. 41-year-old Brazilian black belt in jiu-jitsu, Jacare Souza, a legend of the game. However, Kevin Holland is tough. Kevin Holland is young. Kevin Holland, a slight underdog, minus 101. Jacare.
And Kevin Holland.
Jacare,
COVID.
minus 120, the favorite. What? Is COVID?
He's in quarantine still, so he has to make it to Saturday to get out of quarantine. So that's the thing. He's technically in quarantine. So that was something like Kevin Holland, and this guy has impressed me. Like there's no reason why I would go against Kevin Holland. The only thing that concerns me is that he had COVID a couple weeks back, and he's still in quarantine coming up. How was he able to train? How was he able to get through COVID? And if you look at guys like Cody Gambler that had COVID from August 29th, he still messed up. How is that going to affect his skills coming into Saturday? he's technically still in
Apparently,
isolation.
it was a false positive, the test, though. Like, he got a bunch of negative tests, and he also got a positive test. So
Dude, he has COVID.
They're being cautious, and no, he doesn't have COVID. He tested positive for COVID, but he was also tested negative for COVID, so they're being cautious. But if he had COVID, AJ, they would not be allowing him to fight on Saturday night. What are you talking about?
Wait. He did his quarantine. I'm going to jump in here, man. Also, why you gotta go like, oh, you gotta go to Cody Garbrandt, the one example of a guy that has had like long-term problems, man. Most of the people that test positive to COVID are okay, AJ. So don't go to the.
Whoa. Fred, let's not get on to Fred. We know. Oh, Fred.
Fred is after Legault. Fred is going.
Most young people that are healthy. Give me another athlete that's been affected like Cody Garbrandt. A lot of athletes have tested positive. Give me another athlete. One more.
I don't really follow sports.
I think Ronaldo lost his hair.
Well, Fred, you know I don't watch sports.
Yeah, whatever.
I watch MMA.
Whatever, man.
What?
Whatever.
Look, Ronaldo.
No, you're right.
Listen, I give it to you.
Fred's
Ronaldo
correct.
had it.
Fred's sure. A lot of people survive, and a lot of people are fine. Some people die, and it is what it is. What are you gonna do? Cody Garbrandt had bad effects.
Jeez.
Fred, don't get mad at me. AJ was the one who said it. All right.
Don't get mad at me.
I said I'm gonna call you out.
It's a Chinese virus, man. Don't blame AJ.
Whoa, AJ. Now AJ's going.
But
AJ.
No.
Can we all take it easy?
Virus,
oh, you gotta take it easy. I don't think you can say that. All right, take it easy. I don't think you're allowed to say that. I really don't. Although I really don't know where it comes from.
Quebec quarantine here.
Okay.
For sure.
Let's get it back under control. All right. That's the.
Are you okay there? What happened?
It's the burp of doom.
I'm
trying to bring you back.
Sounds like a side effect of COVID. So where are we? Where were we? We were at Kevin Holland. Okay, get back to Kevin Holland.
Fuck. You're a side effect of COVID. It's really hard to move on to anything because AJ just interrupts me constantly. I'm trying to talk about fights and AJ's just like bah, 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 bah. Kevin Holland has COVID, and then I go and I read into it and it's like, oh no, he just had one positive test among many negative tests, and AJ's like, Kevin Holland has COVID. He's fighting Jacare Saturday. Yeah. I'm like, yeah, that doesn't make sense. Freddie doesn't have COVID, right?
Period.
Does Kevin Holland have COVID or not? I don't understand.
I don't think so.
All right, Fred, you're the official.
Guys, don't believe AJ.
Fred, you're the official COVID expert on the show, okay? Any COVID questions, I'm just going to you. You seem to have a good handle on it.
Freddie's anti-COVID, man.
No, well, I think everybody's anti-COVID. I don't think anybody's pro-COVID, AJ. Of course he's anti-COVID.
Freddie
he's anti-COVID. What's the matter with you, AJ? You're pro-COVID? AJ, you want pandemics to happen? What's the matter with you? All right. You picking Jacare or Kevin Holland here?
Come on, Dave. Is that a question to ask?
Yeah, it's a question. I'm asking it.
Look, it's going to be a tough one, but, Jacare, one of my favorite fighters, but his time has come, and he's not that old. When you think about it, he's 41, fighting way older than that, and they're doing really, really well. But Kevin Holland, man, this guy, he's just something special about him. And look, he's coming back. Dana White wants him to fight. Dana White is really helping this guy in some way because he knows that this guy has a future possibility of being a star. And you know what? I think Kevin Holland's going to come out, COVID or no COVID.
COVID.
He's coming out to win.
If he had COVID, he wouldn't be fighting.
Yeah, man. You could have COVID 2 weeks ago, but you're in isolation, man. That's what happened. That's why he didn't fight the last fight because he had COVID.
Because he tested positive. He tested positive for COVID, but he also tested negative for COVID before and after.
But he was in quarantine. So what I'm saying is that when you're in quarantine, it affects your training camp. And that's the problem. He didn't have a great training camp the last 2 weeks.
He fought 3 times since August, man. How much more action you want him to have?
Yeah, he was supposed to fight
against Jacare.
He was supposed to fight November 28th against Jack Hermansson. December 5th against Jack Hermansson.
Darren Till.
The hell are you talking about, Darren Till? Why are you saying Darren Till? I said Kevin Holland was supposed to fight Jack Hermansson on December 5th, but he had to come out of the fight because he tested positive for COVID. That was last week, but he's still fighting this week because he doesn't have COVID. AJ, Darren Till. Fucking who's talking about Darren Till? Fucking AJ.
I don't know.
AJ, you might be banned from the watch along on Saturday. I don't know. Just gonna keep talking about Darren Till. Fucking ridiculous. All right, I'm going with Kevin Holland. He's the underdog. All right, he's the. Stop talking about him. I don't know why you're talking about him. Kevin Holland's gonna fight Jack Hermansson, and I got Kevin Holland to win. He's younger. I think he wins by decision, maybe even a TKO. But I've got Holland to win. I'm a little surprised that Jack Hermansson is a favorite, only a slight favorite at bet99.com. Once again, use that promo code ringside, and you'll get 20%. No, sorry, not 20%. A matching bonus up to $200. So when you sign up for an account over at bet99.com, use that promo code ringside to help us out and help yourself out as well. I'm not sure why Jacare is a favorite, minus 120. I'm going to go with Holland, minus 101. Slight dog, but still, I think there's a lot of value there. I think he's going to win the fight. I'm not sure what the method of victory is, but I got him winning. Are we all in agreement here with Holland to win? TKO sounds real. Yeah, TKO.
I'm agreeing with you there, Dave. TKO.
Thank you, AJ.
Freddie.
I got Holland also. He's been on a good streak, and I liked what I've seen of him recently. But again, I'm just going to mention Jacare is another level of what he's faced before. So, it's a step up in competition. But I think Holland being younger and Jacare also, he's getting older. So Holland is the smart pick here.
Yep, we're going with Kevin Holland. We're going with Cyril Gane, and I think we're all going to go with Mackenzie Dern. I know AJ is. I'm not even going to ask AJ. I'm going to ask Fred. Fred, what do you think here? Mackenzie Dern taking on Verna Jandiroba. Jandiroba has most of her wins by submission. I think that's bad when you're going up against Mackenzie Dern, who has probably the best jiu-jitsu in all of her division, as far as the women's strawweight division, and some of the best jiu-jitsu in MMA for sure. I don't know if she's number one, but she's definitely up there. Mackenzie Dern
she is number one.
She's a submission artist for sure. 9-1 as a pro, 6 of her 9 wins by submission. I think she beats Jandiroba. I think she submits her. Mackenzie Dern right now, minus 196, the favorite. Jandiroba plus 155. Freddie, Dern by submission here. That seems like the move.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Mackenzie Dern. She's looked good in her recent fights, and I think she's evolving well as a MMA fighter. So, yeah, submission before the end of the third round. It's not going to decision.
And I know AJ's going with Mackenzie Dern by submission, so AJ, I'm not even going to go to you because I don't really care what you say because I know what you're going to say already. Tony Ferguson versus Charles Oliveira. No, I'm not listening. No, I don't care. I know what you're going to say. It doesn't matter. Mackenzie Dern by submission,
right? What if I would have said the opposite? You would have been shocked.
Yeah, but
of course,
I know.
Man. She's the number one BJJ specialist in the game, man.
Yeah, I know you advertise yourself as unpredictable.
That's facts.
Yeah, I know what you're going to do.
Only to Mackenzie Dern, man.
Okay. She's not into you. Tony Ferguson taking on Charles Oliveira. She's not. Charles Oliveira in the co-main event. This is a co-main event, boys. This is good.
Crazy.
This is a good fight. Right now, they've got Tony Ferguson as the favorite, right? Minus 169. Oliveira plus 137, the underdog. Seems about right. The only thing I wonder about Tony Ferguson is his mental state and the fact that he's 36. It's like, okay, he's starting to, he's on the wrong stuff. 35 now. He just lost to Justin Gaethje in a fight where he looked, a little bit less than his normal self. You start to wonder, when do the wheels fall off here with Tony Ferguson? He went on a ridiculous win streak, but a lot of guys have gone on big win streaks at 155 pounds, and then eventually, everything slows down. So how long does this last here for Tony Ferguson? How long is he an elite 155-pounder? That's what I wonder. I think he's better than Charles Oliveira, but Charles Oliveira is 31 years of age. He's just entering his prime. He's won 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 in a row now. I think he's going to struggle with Tony Ferguson.
Oliveira's a legit fighter.
He is, but is he?
Listen,
Is he Tony Ferguson? Does he have the toughness? Does he have the strength? Does he have the all-around skill? Does he have the striking ability? I don't know. I'm not too sure.
He has the most submission victories in UFC history. You can't overlook Charles Oliveira. I mean, this guy,
he's not tapping Tony Ferguson.
Listen, if he can tap Tony Ferguson, it'll only be the second time Tony Ferguson has ever been tapped in his career, which is Probably not going to happen, but it's going to be a good fight. And Tony, listen, man, he's probably not going to want to go to the ground. He's going to want to strike with Charles. And Charles is a pretty good striker as well. But it's just about Tony Ferguson. He had a bad fight against Gaethje. Shit happens. And he's coming back to redeem himself. This man, he's focused. He's laser focused. And he's coming back because he wants to get back that title. There's no doubt about it. Everybody had a bad day. George St. Pierre had a bad day. BJ Penn's had bad days back in the days. Everybody's had bad days. It's what you do with those bad days to bring yourself back to the top. And Tony Ferguson's going to prove it on Saturday. And listen, I love Charles, man. I remember even Fabio at one point cornered Charles Oliveira in one of his fights. The guy's a super nice guy, super talented. He brings so much back to Brazil to kids in the streets. The guy is awesome. But he's fighting Tony Ferguson.
I like how AJ just name drops Fabio. Like he thinks everybody knows who. Like I know who you're talking about, but when you say Fabio, people just think that guy with the hair. that sexy guy, Fabio. AJ's just like
You think about that, Dave?
Fabio cornered him.
Shit.
No, I remember that guy.
The mastermind.
Fabio, man.
But yeah, but
the
I'm
guy's
just
name
saying,
was Fabio, but you're talking about your jiu-jitsu coach, Fabio Holanda, who once cornered Charles Oliveira. But when you just say Fabio, I know what you're saying. If you're just talking to me, AJ, I get it. But everybody else is like, Fabio, who's he talking about? Okay, AJ,
the hair
I'm a little
guy.
Confused. Well, yeah, people think you're talking about the guy with good
No.
hair.
Everybody knows Fabio, Dave.
Not everybody.
Well, Fabio, he's still in the game, by the way. Fabio from Italy. Very happy about Marvin Vettori winning as the national face for Italian MMA.
Holy shit.
Listen.
Okay.
Except I was surprised that Vettori shaved his head.
What do you think? Is Tony Ferguson starting to lose it? Is this the beginning of the end for El Kakui, or does he still have a few good years left in him?
I think he still has some good fights in him for sure. Tony Ferguson is one of the top guys. I think it's just the style. This is going to be a war. I expect this to go 3 rounds to decision, and it's going to be a very bloody war, I think. Both guys are tough, and they like to exchange. Oliveira has some very good ground game, and so does Ferguson. So I expect it to stay on the feet. And I think Ferguson's a little bit of a better striker, so I'm going to go with Tony Ferguson by decision. But this is going to be I think this is the fight of the night. This is going to have a lot of action. This is one of the, these two guys just always bring it to me. We all know Ferguson is a warrior and he always brings everything he has, but Charles Oliveira also always leaves everything into the cage. He rarely disappoints in his energy and his go for the finishes and all. So this is going to be a great fight. Tony Ferguson by decision, I have.
I think Tony finishes him.
By
I think he finishes him.
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a TKO. I think Tony, he's going to be able to.
3 rounds.
I think, yeah, I know, but Paul Felder finished Oliveira in 2 rounds, less than 2 rounds. Cub Swanson finished him in 1. Donald Cerrone finished him in 3 minutes. Okay, it's a while ago and maybe it's different, but he's finishable early. Charles Oliveira. I think Tony finishes him in the 2nd or 3rd. I got Tony Ferguson by TKO. Either way, I think Tony Ferguson wins, but I'm worried about him, man. I love Tony Ferguson. I'm a fan. And after seeing his last fight and seeing his interviews, I'm like, I hope he's still got it. I'm picking him, but
it was a weird time,
I'm wondering.
Dave.
And yeah, sure, but his interviews too, man. His interviews have been, Diego Sanchez.
He's a weird guy.
He's always been a weird guy, but he seems weirder now, doesn't he? Is that just me that seems
he's pretty much the same, man. Listen, look, and I agree with you on one thing. I think there's going to be a stoppage in this fight.
Fred, you're getting weirder? Are people saying you're getting weirder, Fred?
I don't know. Probably.
Actually, I heard that.
Oh, yeah,
no,
AJ has been saying that about you, Fred. Sorry.
What? Me? I'd never say shit about Freddie, man. There's one thing you got to know about AJ.
That's what
AJ doesn't talk shit behind people's backs.
That's right.
I
me and
talking
Fred.
shit. If you're if you're a jiu-jitsu guy or you're a fighter, say it to your face, man. Be a man. But I love you guys. I would never say shit. But listen, let me get back to what I was saying about Ferguson.
That's why me and Fred say bad things about you behind your back, because we figure that you could probably beat us up. So we're just like, let's just shit talk him behind his back.
If I hear that, I definitely will.
It's easier.
I'm going to sleep, man.
Be like, can you believe AJ said that? Can you believe AJ?
Well, that's normal, dude. That's normal shit.
I'm like,
Listen, let me say something
Fred.
about Ferguson.
Fred, does AJ really believe that Donald Trump will still be president January 21st? Like, does he really believe
Get
that?
your money. You better get your money ready, man.
To take in more money from you?
I almost choked on my water there, Freddie. You see, that's what I'm saying. I almost choked on my water because Freddie knows, man. I can't wait to win that money from Dave. And if I win it, man, it's going to be a celebration, man.
Win.
Oh, it's over, baby.
Dude. Listen, don't talk about any of this shit. Because YouTube right now, from what I understand, is banning anything that talks about, like, presidential, like, fraud and
let's move on to...
so they can ban
let's be careful.
Listen, let me finish on my Ferguson thing.
Oh.
Listen, Ferguson is going to definitely, like, TKO, like, Charles Oliveira. And he's going to get that 20th career win. That 20th career stoppage, I should say. And it's going to be exactly like the money I'm going to win from Dave on, like, January 14th.
21st. You don't even know the date.
It's the 14th, no?
No.
Oh, 21st. You're right. Sorry, it's okay. I'll wait a week or two more.
When old man Biden's inaugurated on January 20th, you're gonna owe me some Skrilla.
Oh man,
Skrilla Villa.
I hope he knows where to show up, man.
His son is putting him a little bit in some,
in the juice,
putting a little shame.
Of course,
lately.
He's a shameful guy. He's a
listen,
shameful
there's
guy.
nothing better. This is a Netflix story, man. You got Chinese sex spies, and you've got, like, foot jobs, and you've got cocaine. Sounds like a normal day on the John Jones house, man.
Like,
sounds like a good party.
Can we go into, like, sex talk? I don't get foot jobs.
Yeah, let's do it.
No, Fred. Can we
I
finish?
Don't get foot
Fred,
jobs.
let's hear it.
Fred, we'll talk
Go
about
ahead,
foot jobs.
I'm just wondering, like, am I the only one that finds foot jobs to be a little bit weird? I don't know.
I wanted to finish the UFC preview before we got into it, but whatever.
You like dirty feet? I don't like dirty feet, man.
No, I'm not into that. I don't get it either. It's people that have a foot fetish, Fred. People that like feet. People that are into feet.
Yeah,
I think they like a foot job. No, me neither.
Well,
I'm not into feet.
Freddie's got a point there. If you enjoy giving foot locks all the time, chances are you might like feet a lot.
No.
Freddie's got a point.
No, I like leg locks and ankle locks and the straight Achilles. I really enjoy leg locks and toe holds and things like that. I like applying them.
So you're a foot guy, man. We knew it.
But I have no sexual desire for the foot. I don't like it. I don't, Boobs are nice. I like boobs. Fred?
Yeah, it's more like what was it, Ricky Powers or Eastbound and
Kenny
Down
Powers.
There? You're either Kenny Powers. You're either a boobs guy or an ass guy, and you could change at some point. Like
you could also be both. You could be both. You could just like
TNA,
both.
man. You could be TNA.
I mean, why not
enjoy? There has to be one of
TNA.
the two you prefer. No.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, if you're a heterosexual, probably you may prefer one over the other. Although who knows?
What about short
decide.
people?
It's hard to decide. What? Okay. Can we talk about Deiveson Figueiredo? Speaking of short people, the flyweight championship is on the line. Deiveson Figueiredo takes on Brandon Moreno.
Man, finally.
Although some of these flyweights are probably just taller than me. Oh no, Brandon Moreno and Deiveson Figueiredo are smaller than me. Moreno might be a little bit taller than me. He might be. Either way, I got Deiveson Figueiredo. I was so impressed with that guy last pay-per-view that we're actually giving him a watch along this pay-per-view. Like, we disrespected him last time. We're like, UFC 255.
You disrespected him.
Shut up, AJ. We all disrespected him. We're like, UFC 255. Well, Freddie and I disrespected him, and you were just like, you got to give it to him because you just put too much respect on everybody's name because you're ridiculous. So Freddie and I were like, forget UFC 255. We're not doing a watch along for this thing. But now, UFC 256, same main eventer, but all of a sudden, we're more interested, and we're going to do a watch-along. So we will be here Saturday night, 10 p.m. on all the channels for UFC 256. Watch the fights with us, and we will tell you what's going on and, see if we're winning our parlay and if we're winning money. Maybe we'll be rich, and then we'll just quit if we quit, at the end of the night, it's because we made all the money and we're done, right? That'd be great.
Bet 99, man.
Imagine we won some sort of crazy parlay, and then at the end of the watch-along, we're like, fuck it. We're not doing anything anymore. We're retired. That'd be fantastic.
No. I want to do the show,
dream.
Man. Who doesn't want to do the ringside show, man?
Yeah,
but
awesome. if we get like a $10 million hit or something and be like, fuck.
Listen, what are you talking about? Joe Rogan. Joe Rogan's made like $300-400 million there, whatever he's made with Spotify. Do you see him like bowing out? No, man.
I guess
because Rogan sticks it out.
Yeah, we'd still do the show, but
You quit your day job.
But I would be wearing.
yeah, I'd quit my day job big time. I mean, it wouldn't take much. I think if I won 100,000, I'd quit my day job immediately. So
You might regret that
Look,
in 3 years, 2
That's
years.
okay.
No.
that's okay, Fred. It wouldn't take much for me to quit my day job, is what I'm saying.
Dave, this is what I'm going to do. Once we make good money on Ringside Report, and you can mention like our Ringside Report like joint subscription thing,
Yo.
I'm going to not do the watch along here. I'm going to be on a beach drinking a margarita and talking like UFC fights, man. Just
day.
like Logan and Logan Paul and the other guy.
Okay.
That's what I want to do, man.
Become a member. Don't forget, that's a good mention there.
Yes.
Become a member. You can become a member to our YouTube channel. Please become a member. Sign up. It's $5 a month, and you get shouted out, and you get mentioned in the credits. And we appreciate you. You're a member of the universe. You can use all of our we have special emojis for our members. Like if you're a member of the team, you are down with the program. And you may be getting some special programming as well, just for members only. So you want to sign up to become a member of the YouTube channel. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to our channel. When you subscribe, click the bell so you get notifications every time that we are on. And we definitely want you to become a member of the channel. We appreciate it big time. You help support our channel. You help us order these pay-per-views and keep the lights on and keep all this technology going. You see the scroll at the bottom of your screen. There's so much stuff going on here. Somebody's got to pay for it. So we appreciate you guys supporting the channel and becoming a member. Go to our YouTube channel page and become a member, and then we'll be friends forever, and you will have your name listed on the credits of Ringside Report MMA and Wrestling Uncensored. So we appreciate you big time. Deiveson Figueiredo, Brandon Moreno. It's the main event of UFC 256. Figueiredo minus 323, the favorite. Moreno plus 250, the dog. Deiveson Figueiredo looking to make history as the only champion ever in the UFC to go back-to-back pay-per-views with a defense. No one in the history of the sport has ever done back-to-back pay-per-views as a world champion and defended. Figueiredo looking to make history here in doing just that. Brandon Moreno coming off a win on the same card that Figueiredo was on, UFC 255 on November 21st. Figueiredo knocked out Brandon Royval, Moreno knocked out Royval, and Figueiredo submitted with a very beautiful guillotine choke, submitting Alex Perez. Deiveson Figueiredo, the champion, 32 years old. He is a Brazilian, 20-1 as a professional. Brandon Moreno, 27 years old. He is from Tijuana in Mexico.
Ooh,
and he is
Tijuana.
18-5-1 as a pro. I've got Deiveson, the man, Figueiredo. This guy, man, I was telling my buddy about him today. I was like, Deiveson Figueiredo, he's really good at fighting. Like, if he spoke English and weighed more than 125 pounds, he'd be a mega star for the UFC. And they are trying. They are pumping him out. They're putting him on back-to-back pay-per-views. He's got a look like he's stylish. He used to be a hairdresser. He's got cool hair. He's got nice clothes. Like, he looks like a champion. He carries himself like a champion. He's got everything you might want. Except he doesn't speak English, and that's a problem, and that's going to result in him not selling a ton of pay-per-views. In Brazil, maybe he'll be a big star. Over here, I don't know. I think he's great. I think he's magnificent. As far as his skills, oh my goodness, he's talented. But as far as translating to money and becoming a big star, like, he's not Conor McGregor. It's too bad, but skill-wise, this guy is off the charts. Star power-wise, it's not really happening. But I like him. For me, it's working because I'm a hardcore MMA fan, and I recognize that high-level skill, But not everybody watches the sport like that, Not everybody's hardcore into MMA. Not everybody recognizes the type of skill that you have to pull off to get that guillotine. Like, that guillotine was so beautiful. The way the guy was trying to take him down, he has one leg, and then, Figueiredo decides to drop down. He spins with the roll in the leg lock roll, and then as he's moving in the transition, he hooks the guillotine and rolls, and then he gets the head and then gets the guard to finish the position. Like, just the way he slipped into the guard after grabbing the guillotine and having the arm in and still putting the squeeze and finishing him. Like, there were so many elements of that guillotine that were so beautiful, but if you don't do jiu-jitsu, if you're not really into mixed martial arts, I don't know if you really appreciate that, you know? But we are all jiu-jitsu guys. We really appreciate that type of stuff. I hope people do, but I feel like, you know, the average MMA fan won't necessarily get how good Deiveson Figueiredo is. They need guys like us to kind of talk about it and tell them. But goddamn, man, this guy is good. It's just, you know, sucks he doesn't speak English. He'd be a big star if he did.
But even if you're not like a hardcore jiu-jitsu like expert or whatever, you know, and whatnot, just looking at that fight with just the element of surprise where you're like, oh shit, this guy looks like he's in trouble, and you have no jiu-jitsu base or no wrestling base or any grappling understanding, and all of a sudden it just turned, and you're like, what the hell happened there? Oh, that guy just like submitted him. It's the excitement, and that's the thing with MMA and why it makes it so fun, because you never know what's gonna happen, and the more you're into like understanding the sport, you're gonna start to notice things where you're like, geez, the guy has an opportunity for this, and then all of a sudden he does it, and you're like, wow, like it's, you know, you. That's the thing with MMA. You never know what's gonna happen, from stand up to clinch to the ground to like whatever. There's always elements of surprise, and that's the beautiful thing about the UFC. Even the most boring fights have something like interesting in it, you know. And that's the thing with Figueiredo. Like, you know, most people didn't know him, and it's good like shows like us to talk about him, because if this guy wins on Saturday, he'll probably be like fighter of the year. In my opinion. And going back to the guy like not able to speak English, and I agree with you, and that's why I sort of said it like in the past, like even George St. Pierre, or you look at guys like that we know here, like Charles Jourdain, like they come from a French background, but they need, you know, they need to be able to speak English. Why? Because the United States loves, you know, guys that like George, you know, like he's speaking English and he's got that accent that's awesome. Yeah, they're talking. But in Brazil, you know, you can get away with that, because sometimes if you can get that basic English, you look at guys like Anderson Silva in the early days, or like the Nogueira brothers or whatever, man, like their English was like not great, but it was basic enough. But you just know one thing: oh, guys coming from Brazil, they're killers. You know, that's the thing with Figueiredo. Like, it's still, if he can still win impressively, you know, and he becomes fighter of the year, I'm sure by next year or the year after, he'll start be able to say basic conversations, and it will up his marketability. There's no doubt about it. But right now, man, just looking at him as a fighter, he's incredible. He's awesome.
What sells the fight is the storyline. You know, that's why Conor McGregor sells a bunch of pay-per-views. That's why Israel Adesanya lately is becoming a guy that sells a little bit, and John Jones and all. Like, people want a storyline behind those fighters. So yeah, the fact that he doesn't speak English is certainly gonna slow down like his growth. But he has the skills. I'd like to compare him more maybe to Jose Aldo. You know, a guy that could probably, who knows, he'll maybe get 6, 7, 10 straight title defenses. And look, if he could get some crowds in Brazil, he'll sell out some arenas over there. Like, he'll still make some money, but of course he'll never be a pay-per-view star unless he starts like speaking a little bit of English. And like AJ said, like people are very open. Like, if you just make an effort, you know, George St. Pierre didn't have the perfect English, but people recognized that he was making an effort of communicating with them. And if Figueiredo were to do the same thing, he doesn't need to be the best English spokesman out there. Like, he just needs to communicate and give a storyline to the fans to want to see him.
That's right. Anderson Silva, you know, he didn't speak English for so long, and it didn't really help him. But eventually he realized, okay, I got to start speaking English. His English wasn't great, but what he said, what he communicated in English was enough to endear him to the fans and you know, get him more fans. Like when he would say, "East normal," you know, that wasn't really English, but we loved it. We're like, oh, it's an Andersonism. East normal. When he said, "I back," you know, but trust me, I back. Remember after Weidman beat him, he's like, "I back. Trust me, I back." We're like, yeah, all right, Anderson, because he was communicating a message to you, you know? It wasn't perfect English, but it didn't matter. You understood what he was saying. When he's speaking Portuguese, it's like, yo, I don't understand what you're saying. So, yeah, I would like Figueiredo to speak English a little bit. I think it would help him sell pay-per-views in the States. But, hey, That's him. That's his money. He's got to figure that out for himself. I just want to, something just happened. There's some breaking news I just saw.
What?
Oh, for real?
Yeah.
Go again? 2 weeks in a row.
Man, Debo from Friday, Tiny Lister, who I think we talked about on the show like not long ago, has died.
Zeus?
What?
Dead at 62. Tiny Lister.
Zeus?
Yeah, Zeus, a.k.a. the wrestler Zeus, a.k.a. Debo from Friday, Zeus the wrestler, Tiny Lister, dead at 62. Rest in peace, Tiny.
Wow, what a day, man. We had like Paulo Rossi, the soccer player who passed away, who won the 1982 World Cup for Italy.
Does AJ know who we're talking about? Or
no, I remember that name. No, I'm talking about Paulo Rossi, bud.
He's faking it.
He doesn't know.
Lister, I know Listerine, man. I take it every day. Let me see this guy. Of course I know who he is. Isn't that the $1 Million Man, the guy in the middle?
Yeah. Which one is
AJ knows, man.
Zeus?
Zeus is, I remember that guy. He had that crazy eye. It's the guy on the right. The tan guy.
He's African American.
Am I right?
Tanned.
Yeah,
You
I'm
just
trying
don't know
to be
what
like,
to say. You don't know what to say.
I'm Italian, man. We're like
tanned.
green, so like I'm allowed to say it.
You're green?
Italians are green, bud. We're olive, man. What's with you?
I wouldn't say green exactly. I'd say, yeah.
Yeah, Dave, don't say that. Don't say Italians are green.
Yeah, Dave.
Nah, AJ said that. AJ said you guys are green.
That's
I'm like,
racist, Dave.
You said it. I disagree
It's all
with
right.
you saying I don't
You'll
think
be
you're
hearing
green.
from my lawyer, man. That's not cool. But
Okay.
listen, listen.
No.
Look how
No,
many guys
I don't
died
want-
in the
I
last
never-
week. It's ridiculous.
I never want to. Every time you say now listen, I just want to move on to the next subject. Yoel Romero has been released by the UFC. Rachel Ostovich has been released by the UFC. Anthony Rumble Johnson has signed with Bellator, also given his release by the UFC. And Dana White says there's going to be more cuts coming to the UFC roster. I'm not surprised. They have a huge roster. It's overflowing. They do that contender series. They sign a bunch of guys for cheap off that. I'm not surprised. Yoel Romero, like Rachel Ostovich, she was what, 4-6 as a pro? Like, come on, of course. I told you last time. I was like, why is she fighting in the UFC? She has a terrible record,
Okay.
But of course, she
what
was
about
a star.
Yoel and Anthony Johnson?
Anthony Johnson was like another deal. I don't think he really wanted to fight in the UFC. I think he wanted to go to Bellator. Yoel, I think Yoel is 43. He's lost 4 of his last 5 fights, and I'm sure he commands a pretty high price. So the UFC was like, look, it's not worth paying Yoel, whatever, $500,000 for his next fight because he's losing a bunch of fights. He's not really worth it anymore. He's 43. He's seen better days. We can cut him. I don't like.
I completely agree with what you're saying.
It's what the UFC
I'm just
does.
saying, yeah, exactly. But they're doing it to a new level now. They just cut a bunch of guys and all. Often we complain about some of these cards being a little bit light. I don't want to see just a bunch of guys from the Contender Series. Like, I don't follow the Contender Series. I don't know. For you to become a name, you got to win a couple in the UFC. And by the UFC cutting some of their veterans, I feel they're cutting a little bit of the appeal of some of the matchmaking. But yeah, I understand the decision. It's a financial one. It makes sense for them. But I still wish some of these guys would stay in the UFC a little longer sometimes.
But Dave, think about this. Like last week, you got upset after the John Volante, and I'm not even sure if you saw the fight between Jordan Levitt and Matt Wiman, and that was like incredible. That Levitt was
Matt Wiman.
That's what I was gonna say.
Wyman.
Matt
Wyman. Women.
Matt Wiman.
Well, think about it. That poor guy, he got cut as well. And if you saw the knockout, I mean, it was like an incredible knockout. But it's so bad that the guy got knocked out in like highlight reel that he's all over the place. And then he got canceled. The poor Wyman. Okay? Women? Yeah. The poor women. He man. That's the way you say it, Dave. In England, that's the way they say it. That's the way they say it in the UK, bud. Don't get mad.
Anytime you
But anyways,
mispronounce
think
something,
about
you're
it.
always like, this is how they say it in this country. I got it right. You're in Canada, AJ. You don't know how to pronounce anything.
Don't you watch The Crown? It's called Wyman. No.
Wyman.
Here in Canada it is.
Yeah.
In the UK, it's women.
No, it's not. Anyways, you're just making shit up now. Okay,
But
so
either
the
or, he got
UFC's
cut, the poor
releasing
guy.
people. Yeah, I mean, it happens. He also retired after he got cut. So, probably a good idea. He got cut, and then he's like, Matt Wyman retired from MMA. So it's like, yeah, man, these guys are at the end of the road. It's like last week, you had OSP and Jamal Hill. Jamal Hill's a young guy coming off the Dana White Contender Series. OSP's been around for a while, fought a title, a little bit older. And you see the changing of the guard, man. The younger guys are coming through, and all the guys that we've been watching for a long time, there's a reason why we're not watching them anymore. Because, eventually time moves on.
Because of you.
Time is
What?
time is evil.
I got
song?
Boyz II Men in
What
my
did I
head
say?
now. End of the road.
Oh, well, let's sing it together. Although we go to the end of the road.
AJ, you don't
What
sing
the hell are you singing, man? What is that? Kanye West?
Go.
It's a natural.
It's a Kanye West song? What is
to
it?
me. I belong
I
to
belong to
you.
you.
I don't listen to romantic songs like that. I listen to good stuff. I listen to good old-fashioned AC/DC. The good songs.
Motown Philly, back again. Da-na-na-na-na-na.
Dave,
Happy
that's a good time
Hanukkah.
to. Happy Hanukkah. Where's my donut?
All right, let me tell you about our friends over at Manscaped. You want to look for a good
I was
product?
just about to say
you
that.
want to go?
Way to
You
go,
want to
Dave.
shave that donut? All right. You want to get yourself down? Get yourself Manscaped. All right. Get yourself a nice Hanukkah present. Get yourself a nice Christmas present. You can still do it right now. Go to manscaped.com. Use that promo code Ringside20. Get that Lawnmower 3.0 now available in Canada. It is a fantastic product. They've got all the Manscaped products over at manscaped.com. Treat yourself right. Treat your balls correctly. The gyms are going to open back up. You're going to want to be looking good. You don't want to smell bad when you're in north-south, top north-south position doing some jiu-jitsu. Your partner gets a whiff of your balls. You want them to be smelling good. So you got to go to Manscaped, get that ball deodorant, okay? Manscaped.com. Use that promo code Ringside20. You get 20% off your order. You get free shipping. We get a little kickback as well. Everybody wins. Your balls win. We win. You win. Everybody wins. Manscaped.com. Ringside20 is the promo code. I want to talk about Floyd Mayweather and Logan Paul. February 20th in an exhibition boxing match. What?
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 Exactly.
Why?
What? AJ said this shit was going to happen way back. Oh, by the way, I dropped my donuts just before. Damn it, I can't eat it now. But listen, this is what's happening. The Pauls are changing the way sports are looked at. Like you and I said this way back when it first came out on YouTube. You know it's true. I'm gonna go back on those
Changing
tapes.
sports.
AJ said it. They are changing sports. When you got guys like Henry Cejudo coming out, and you've got and who's getting ripped apart by all the Logan fans. All the YouTubers are just ripping Henry. You got Dylan Dennis. You got Mayweather coming out to fight a Logan. Listen,
cares?
man, think about it. What do you mean, who cares? You know who cares? The people making money who cares, and all the fans, because the bottom line is that a guy has 20 million YouTube followers, and he's able to go fight Mayweather when guys that have been busting their ass in gyms for decades trying to get themselves to at least some money-making match are not getting that opportunity. Look, it's kind of an insult to the sport in a sense.
Destroy him so
but
much.
Listen, but what I'm trying to say, it's not only about the Mayweather thing, it's about the fact that there's more money made in this fight than maybe Figueiredo is going to be making on Saturday. And that's the thing, and it's not even listen, he's a good boxer in a sense.
Yeah, because it's a freak show, because it's Floyd Mayweather, but who cares? It's stupid.
But think about all the
Floyd Mayweather.
Think about all the fighters.
Floyd
Think about all
Mayweather
the boxers that have busted their ass and they're not there.
50-0. 50-0 as a professional. He's fighting a 25-year-old YouTuber who's 0-1. He can't even beat KSI, whoever the fuck that is. And this guy's going to fight
YouTuber.
Floyd Mayweather? Are you fucking kidding me, bro? This is ridiculous.
Let's say,
Floyd is
this
is what's going to happen. This is what's going to happen, okay? Floyd is going
I
to
hope
let
so.
this fucking Disney kid hit him a couple times, like he did with Connor.
The Disney
Toy
kid.
with him. Toy with him. Let him fucking hit him a couple times. If I fight somebody that sucks at fighting, I can make it look like I'm in danger because I know that I can slip out of the danger anytime I fucking want. And that's what Floyd did to Connor, and that's what Floyd's going to do to this fucking punk. He's going to let him play around for a couple rounds, let him touch him, let him come close, and then he's going to shut the fucking door. He's going to put a pace on him that he can't understand. He's going to baffle him with real skill, and he's going to demolish him because this kid has no fucking place being in the ring with Floyd Mayweather. If Floyd wanted to, he could kill this kid in the ring. If he wanted to, he could kill him with his bare hands. That's why it's fucking stupid. That's why it's not changing sport, because this isn't sport. This is entertainment. I already know what's going to happen before this shit even goes down. Pro wrestling is realer than this bullshit. This is fake. This is bullshit. I'd rather watch fucking Drew McIntyre than this fucking nonsense. And Drew McIntyre sucks, okay? Fucking stupid.
Say your true feelings, Dave. Let it out, man.
This is the equivalent of like going easy on a white belt, and you know the white belt doesn't really know it, and then he starts getting a little cocky, and then you turn up the gear and you
shut
go
the door.
Like, oh, okay, yeah, exactly. You thought you actually had a chance. This is what's gonna happen to Jake Paul, Aaron Paul, whatever his name is.
It doesn't matter what his name is.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a waste of time, man. Come on, it's a waste of time.
It's a waste of time, but listen, it's a waste of time, but it's not a waste of time for guys that really put their time in the gym for decades. The difference here is that you got like Mayweather that has like 23 million Instagram followers. You got this guy who's 18 million Instagram followers. All it is money. Mayweather wants his cash like he did with Conor, and he's going to get his cash. Logan is going to get his cash. He already has cash, but it's all about, you know, what if?
I'm not a hater.
What if for some crazy reason? But let's just say for some crazy reason, Logan Paul actually beats him. What happens to the sport?
Donald Trump has a better chance of being president than Paul has a chance of winning. Admit that, Dave. Just admit Donald Trump has a better chance of being president on January 21st or
that's
whatever.
That's a good one, Dave.
Paul has of winning. Well, he does. I mean, both odds are awful, but...
Yeah, I would say both guys are definite losers. They would both lose. They're both losing. And I gotta say, I respect
one, man. Don't be that guy that's a flip flopper.
I respect guys that win 2 elections. Okay, you lose 1 election, you're a loser. Okay.
Whoa,
right?
Dave. It's okay.
I respect somebody who wins. I respect somebody who wins 2 elections.
Testosterone enhancement stuff, PRTs, and picograms. That's okay.
Whoa, boy.
Yeah, you're not picograms.
One at a time. One at a time. Okay. My God.
Stop this.
Picograms, okay.
He's a loser. Let's just say loser. Big loser. Okay, that's it. Happy Hanukkah. Thanks, everybody, for watching. Big shout out to Patrick C. Hamilton for joining, for being a member of the channel. We appreciate you, Patrick. I see Patrick. He's in the chat. Patrick says, very sad about Zeus. Tiny Lister. Patrick with that sweet little badge because he's a new member, and I appreciate you, Patrick, for joining and becoming a member.
And Conor McGregor.
Thank you, Patrick, for becoming a member of the channel. Everybody else, join the channel. We appreciate you. Subscribe to the channel, like the video, leave a comment. When you subscribe, don't forget to click the bell for notifications every time we're on, and become a member. You never know what kind of bonus stuff you will get. You will definitely get your name shouted out every time we're on. We'll talk about you, and we will appreciate you, and you'll also be supporting the team, which, that's important. We're going to be back Saturday night, 10 p.m. for UFC 256. We're doing a watch-along with you, people. Watch-along, UFC 256. What? In the meantime,
and like Johnny says,
go to ringsidereport.net, and Johnny and I will be back here tomorrow night, right after SmackDown, 10 p.m. Friday night for Wrestling Uncensored. We'll talk about everything in pro wrestling. Yeah, wear a mask or Johnny North will film you on the subway. Okay?
Johnny's like the vigilante of videos, man. Yeah, it's incredible.
Yeah, he loves it. All right. Thanks, everybody. We appreciate you. AJ will never let me finish anything. Thanks. Bye.
Happy Hanukkah, Dave. Happy Hanukkah.
Seven, 9.
Oh, yeah.
Hold on. I'm gonna come see you in a second, Mush. I'm gonna say bye to these guys.
I don't
Hey, what's up, bud?
What's up, dudes?
Are we still on? Like, are we still being taped here?
Uh-oh. I think we are.
Dave.